Amy and I have been on some really fun trips over our lifetime, and we're going to rapid fire think about which ones are our favorites right now.
Hi, this is Amy with TPF, Trips, Places, and Fun.
And this is John, and this is where we talk about fun and exciting, family-friendly adventures. And today, we're going to have just a little bit of fun. Amy and I have traveled a lot of places over our lifetime, both together and separately, and we're going to rapid fire this. We did not think through this at all. We're going to come up with our favorite trips that we can remember. We're going to share them with you right now. Amy, you are under the gun. Tell me one of your favorite trips.
Well, I would say a couple of years ago, we went to Orlando and we stayed there for 2 to 3 weeks or so, and we did most of the theme parks. So we did Discovery Cove, we got to swim with the dolphins.
That was so much fun.
That's something we wanted to do our whole lives when we finally got to do it. So we did SeaWorld, we did all the Disney parks, we did both Universal parks, and we had a lot of fun hanging out in Orlando. So I would say that's one of my top for sure.
And that's when we went to IAPA for the first time also, right?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah.
The International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions.
Yep, that was an epic vacation. My turn. I'm gonna go way back into my childhood and Cuddy's.
What is that?
Cuddy's.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a campground where my family, when I was little, around 10, 11, 12, we would go to this campground. My parents had an RV, and we would always go to Cuddy's. I don't even know where it is. It might be in northern Indiana. It might be in Wisconsin. It's somewhere near Chicago. We lived in Chicago. And I just have these great memories as a kid. We'd hook up and we'd go in and play video games in the arcade, or me and my brother would be riding bikes throughout the campground. My dad took me fishing in this little tiny pond. It was a great memory. So Cuddy's, that's mine.
Awesome.
Your turn.
I would say Washington, D.C., and we did this together about, 20 years ago? Maybe more. I was pregnant with our second son, and we got to go to a bunch of the museums. We got to see a bunch of the monuments, and I think we were only there a couple of days, and we packed a ton of activity into a couple of days. There was still a ton we didn't see, and that's something we'd like to do again, but that was also a really great time.
Yep, all right, my turn. I was actually on a business trip, and it was probably the worst business trip of my life. It was a really bad business trip, and I did not have a good time, and everything was going wrong, and that's a story in itself. And so I was excited about the upcoming vacation because I was going to be flying from that place to meet Amy in the airport, LAX, in Los Angeles, and we were kicking into an epic vacation. And so I did that. I flew there, met her there, and we went to a ton of escape rooms in Los Angeles, went to Disneyland, and then from there, do you remember where we went?
Hawaii?
Heck yeah, I went to Maui, and it was a great vacation, so I had a blast.
Yes, so that's right. Disneyland and Hawaii in the same trip. So that's hard to beat.
Yeah. Your turn. What do you got?
Okay, I am going to say this was probably 5 years ago. We were on a ministry trip, and you were kind of ministering as we drove through, I'm thinking it was Georgia and Tennessee. I remember we went to Atlanta and we went to the Coca-Cola Museum, which was really fun. And we did Dollywood in Pigeon Forge there, and did a lot of the activities there in Gatlinburg and stuff like that. And I can't remember where else we traveled on that little trip. A lot of different states.
Remember the favorite thing that I went to on that trip?
I guess I don't.
It's the lost airline luggage store.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, so there's a store. What state is that in?
I think it's in Georgia.
Okay, so we probably went through about 6 different states on that little trip, all in there. But we went to it's this huge store where all the lost luggage gets sent, and you can buy the stuff that they found in people's lost luggage.
And there was lots of great stuff. I bought some Doc Martens, bought a coat. There's all sorts of things.
Yeah, that was
electronics.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, my turn?
Okay, your turn.
Yeah. Chicago at Christmas time. Now, Amy didn't love it.
Hate it.
But because she almost died.
I did. We were watching a parade.
It was awesome.
And then at the end of the parade,
wait. We found the most epic secret place to watch a parade.
You can't tell it, or it'll be taken every Chicago,
every time you go back.
Every Chicago Thanksgiving
I'm going to tell them.
parade.
If you stand out on Michigan Avenue, go to Macy's, and stand outside, and you can look up on the side of Macy's. It's all concrete. There's no windows at all in that building up above the first floor, and except for one little tiny square window. And so we went up in, well, I don't know what floor it was, 5th floor, 6th floor, something like that. And I don't even know what department it was, but you go behind this wall and there you could sit on a little tiny ledge and look out that little tiny window in the warm Macy's and watch the parade from there. Because everyone was jockeying for position, trying to find places to watch the parade where it was warm. We found the best spot. But then talk about your near-death experience.
So then there was this massive parade, and when it released, there was going to be fireworks, and so the whole crowd was pushing toward where the fireworks were going to be, but the police had barricaded the street, and so people kept pushing in, but there was nowhere to go, and I was up against a building, and people kept pushing to where...
We had a stroller, too.
Yeah, we had a stroller, and we were being pushed into a brick wall and could not keep the people from pushing in on us. And after that, I said, I don't like Chicago, and I don't like crowds.
But man, I love Chicago. We survived. We're here to tell the story.
We did. I was thinking about breaking a window down to get free of the crowds.
Really? I would have loved to see that.
So
go to a Cubs game. Oh, come on. Can we go to Chicago again? Let's make that our next vacation.
No.
Your turn.
So next, I don't know if this necessarily counts as a trip, but I lived in Germany twice as a child. My dad was in the Air Force, and so I have special memories of being a child in Germany. Places to see, yummy food to eat. German food is one of my favorite kinds of food. So just some special memories surrounding that time in my life.
They're in Germany, huh?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, let's come up with one more, each of us, and then we'll be done with this. Let me think here.
So for our final one, let's each come up with our favorite day trip, something we did in one day.
Oh, all right. So I guess my last one would be, again, when I was a kid, my parents would also travel to the Ozarks, and we'd bring the motor home down, and there's a place down in Arkansas. In fact, I've been wanting to go back, and I just can't think of where it is. We actually owned some land down in Yellville, Arkansas, and it was land on a creek it was on Cricket Creek or Crooked Creek or something creek, and we caught like 50 fish that day. It was, completely in the middle of nowhere, and it was absolutely amazing.
And for my final one, I'm going to say probably about a year ago, I took some trips with friends. No, not a year ago, maybe only 6 months ago. I took a trip with friends in Florida. And so for the first half of the trip, some of my old college roommates and I got together and we went to Anna Marie Island. And unfortunately, we were there when red tide was going on, so we couldn't swim in the ocean. We couldn't really hang out on the beach much. It smelled of fish, but we got to eat at some really great restaurants. We got to play an escape game, and I got to hang out with some really great friends. And the second half of the trip, I met my friend from Colorado, and she and I went to Disney. And so that was our kind of best friends trip to Disney World. And that was super fun. We went to Magic Kingdom, and we went to Epcot, and we went to Animal Kingdom. So that was probably another favorite trip.
So happy for you.
I know, you were sad. You kept sending Facebook messages telling me how sad you were because you were missing it. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
you
sorry.
Didn't care.
No, I cared. Oh. I cared, kind of, but I didn't care enough to stop having fun.
Oh. Well, that's you're emotionally balanced in a healthy way.
I guess so. All right, so that's our favorite trips. Please comment below and let us know what your favorite trip ever is. And maybe it's something someplace we could go
Where
sometime.
should we go? Tell us where to go.
Yeah, where is just an awesome, awesome place to travel, and maybe we could end up there one day. Anyway, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. And safe travels, everyone.
Lots of safe travels all over the world.